Hello.
Hello.
Hey, how are you, ma'am?
Hey, is this Jody?
Yes, ma'am, it sure is.
Well, goodness sakes. Yeah, it's been a while.
Yes, ma'am, it's been, I think, 4 years.
Yes. It seems like a century.
Yes, ma'am. Just curious how everything was going.
Oh, yeah, I'm just raising my grandson and taking care of my elderly dad.
Uh-huh. Well, I hadn't really heard nothing since that trial. And I was just wondering if anything else ever came about or whatever happened with any of that.
Not really. The guys with the motel there, the executive inn, they all just kind of ran from me.
Yeah.
And they just filed bankruptcy and all
Right.
that stuff.
I was wondering if anybody was ever charged.
Well, yeah, they did pick up Trey Thompson and he was about to be on trial for murder, but they did some kind of deal with him.
Yeah.
And then he got 16 months.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then he's out. And
wow. That's what I was curious of.
That was disappointing.
Yes, ma'am. I can imagine that would be very disappointing. Well, at least they took him to, at least they charged him with something.
Yeah, that's right.
So, which is more than anything ever happened. So, no, I was just friends with Ty Clevenger, and I seen you on there.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Ty. And here's the thing, after that trial too, he got into some hot water with some federal judges, and it was all kind of related.
Yes, ma'am. I was just curious, did you hear what happened to me?
Yeah, I did. I did hear some stuff, but I didn't ever hear what actually became of it.
Oh, man, they really just... It's been a few years, so I didn't talk about it to nobody while they put me on probation and everything.
Yeah.
But I'm off now. I mean, they could have revoked me at any time, and send me to prison, but I'll tell you, I didn't do what they claimed I did. And they threatened me with, and it's all of Pascal's goons.
Oh, of course it was. Yeah, I knew that.
And so, I mean, it was just...
Well, everyone that was involved, he'll go after anyone. And I saw him for the first time in trial with Trey Thompson.
Yeah.
And he just gave me a threatening, look.
Well,
like he could just choke me,
I talked to Steve Stokely after that trial, and he said, well, they're going to come after you. And I mean, yeah, but I don't do nothing wrong, so they can come after me if they want. Well, one of the guys that worked with Pascal over there, they were on a narcotics task force or anything. They accused me of basically, and this is what they put all over the news, that I was arrested in connection with methamphetamine ring.
Yeah,
and
I knew right away.
All over the news. Now, what I eventually was charged with was running a driver's license. Now, you didn't hear none of that.
Of course not. They're not going to put anything like that.
No. And, I mean, and I'll be honest with you, Ms. Johnson, I didn't even remember doing that. I don't think I even did that. But they had me so rattled. I mean, they were threatening me with 20 years.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like nobody believed me. Nobody listened. I mean, there was nobody that tell my side of the story to. And so they offered me a deal of a misdemeanor plea to running the driver's license, which is what we all do. I've done that my entire career.
Yeah.
And so I took that deal because I was afraid if they charged me, I mean, I couldn't hardly get my family to believe I didn't do that.
Yeah.
So,
well, you know,
anyway,
once they plaster it all over the news and the KBTX, huh,
yes, ma'am.
yeah, and they will run all kinds of crap, you know, and that's exactly what they did with Trey Thompson. They did the same thing.
Investigation on me, and they tried to set me up, and they even said all this. They tried to set me up to see if I would do this, and I didn't. And they tried to set me up to see if I would do this, and I didn't. And all they could ever get me on is a driver's license that I ran for someone who they had charged with methamphetamine. I ran driver's license for people all the time.
Yeah.
You know, and it's so much crap. But they got me pretty good. So I was just wondering if you ever heard from these stuff. I wonder if what they're doing to Ty has something to do with what they're doing to me.
Oh, of course it is. And it started right away. I mean, here's the thing is, all the trouble started with Ty when he started working for me.
Yeah.
And right away, you know, Pascal tried to get him disbarred. You know, right away, the trouble started, you know.
Yeah.
And
I was told by several people they were going to get me, and they sure did.
Yeah.
So.
And when I heard that, I was like, oh boy, I knew what was happening.
Yes, ma'am.
And because, you know, I've had a lot of trouble here at my house, you know, with people coming here and climbing over my fence. I mean, I have really I've been attacked, you know, by these people, these thugs. You know, and they're thugs of John Pascal's in some way or another.
Oh, yeah, and this guy who was the lead investigator in my case used to work for Pascal in his office.
Yeah.
and it's like, are y'all not? And I try to tell people, and they're like, "Oh, you're crazy. You know, you're being paranoid. You did wrong." I'm like, I didn't do it. You know, I've been nothing but a clean cop my entire life.
Yeah.
And to get accused, they everything I had they took away from me, you know, and they pretty much told me they was going to do it. Stokely told me, he said, "Man, you're messing up testifying in there. They're gonna ruin you." And, you know, it's like, well, you know, it's the right thing to do. And I don't know. That's why he wouldn't testify. He was pretty much scared him off. You know?
Well, yeah, because in the first federal court, not that one, but another one, where we actually had John Pascal, and we had him, but Stokely backed out.
Stokely chickened out, I remember.
Yeah, he sure did, and you know, and they kept calling me.
He took him around and said, you know, there's people buried here and buried there, you know?
Yeah.
Kind of threatening. You know, Wiganowski's dead too, right?
Huh?
So, that Gene Wiganowski, yeah, he's dead too. He drowned in a bathtub.
Oh, he did?
That's the one that drove Stokely around pointing out where people were buried.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And Ralph Martinez is dead.
Yeah. Kind of funny, you know, that people just, I don't know. But anyway.
Yeah, because Ralph Martinez turns out that he was a relative of John Pascal's.
That's right.
And, you know, and that's something he hid from everybody.
Exactly.
Yeah, and Billy Blackburn was the only connection he admitted to.
Right.
But later I found out Ralph Martinez was also a relative of his.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah, and there, you know, so there was on the front page was Billy Blackburn and Ralph Martinez, and he said, "Oh, we don't know him."
Yeah, we don't know nothing about this guy.
No,
wow.
But they sure did. And you know what? This year, he died.
Yeah. Ain't that convenient?
Yeah.
But, no, I just, that whole thing has been I don't know. And what it was, I've been on probation. I don't want to talk about it to nobody because they could stay
Well, yeah.
and put me in prison.
Yeah.
You know? And,
not while you're on probation.
but now I wanted to talk, I just wanted somebody to tell my story. I can't tell anybody because they'll say, well, of course you're going to say you're innocent, you know?
Yeah, but, everyone connected with this, is somehow affected,
Oh, yeah.
And it has to be. It
I've
has
lost
to be.
everything, to be honest with you, ma'am.
Yeah.
So,
well, I have too. I put a lot of money into that trial, and and it was everything I had. And then we went to another federal court with Samuel Henderson and Courtney Simmons, and also got and got a judgment. Well, Samuel Henderson is in prison right now, and he's.
I'm going to tell you about that. What he's in prison for was a bunch of, I think it's robbery.
Yeah, I think it's robbery and some sort of drugs or something.
The robbery is a BS case too.
Yeah.
It was BS. That was Wilganowski. Got him arrested. What happened was that Courtney, she was a prostitute.
Yeah.
And Henderson would take her around and to people in rooms and stuff. And the guy they said he robbed, it was a guy who didn't pay. We all knew that, but Wilganowski wanted him gone,
Yeah.
Because they knew that Henderson was there when Trey Thompson did that.
Yeah.
So.
That's right. And he was seen with the guitars.
That's right. And I knew that. And Henderson wanted to talk to Stokely. He was going to talk to Stokely, but Wilganowski told us to leave him alone. And a day or so later, they swooped up Henderson on a bullshit robbery charge and took him off.
Yeah.
And we never got the interview. So,
well, and he's about to do.
But I was right there,
Yeah.
Jeez.
And he's about to do 16 years here. He's already done quite a few years, but he's up for 16 years.
Wow. Well, that's where, and somehow Trey Thompson only does less than 2 years.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, I don't know what Ty's got going on, but I originally sent him. I wanted to talk to him about all this. I don't know. I know he puts those blogs out,
Yeah.
And I wondered if maybe he could tell my story, So maybe I could get a little bit of my, I don't know, maybe people could at least give me the benefit of the doubt,
Yeah, that's right.
Put it. People think I'm some kind of drug dealer. I lost my kids and everything in that crap. So,
oh man, I'm so sorry about that.
You know what? I got them back though. I got a job. I'm working. But I just now that I'm off, let's see if Ty goes down too. I know he put that law flog out. And I was wondering if he would maybe tell him, hey, this guy, this is what happened to him too,
Yeah.
I just don't know though, but I never know if people believe me or not. But I've got my paperwork here with the lady who I ran the plate for.
Yeah.
She says, Jody's never had any drugs. I asked him to run this plate, and that's all he ever did, And they knew that she would run it because I coached her son in football, in Little League football. She was a friend,
Yeah.
And they were working her. The feds were working her. And,
yeah, the feds, yeah.
It's messed up.
And there was, who was the federal people that you were working with? Or talking with?
The ones that charged me?
Yeah.
It was Richard Reeder, and, I got up all their names, but Reeder worked for Pascal.
Oh, yeah, I know. And the one that I was talking to worked for Pascal. And the ones who exhumed my son was working for Pascal.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know they exhumed him.
Yeah.
I kind of fell off the face of the earth for about 2
And they
years.
wanted to use, actually, they wanted to use their lab, but Pascal refused that.
Seriously.
Yeah. And so, well, they ended up doing it in some bay out there in Galveston County. And it took about maybe 30 minutes, and they opened up his casket, and you know, it was right there in the bay area. And they closed it up, and they were done. And you know what? They lost it for a year. Yeah, they lost it for a year. Of course, they said it was non-conclusive.
Did they look at DNA evidence on when they exhumed?
Yeah.
They were looking for?
Yeah, and that's when they started attacking my house.
Yeah. Didn't somebody mention that he might have had skin or hair under his fingernails?
Yeah, he did.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm remembering now. It's amazing.
Yeah, and then the FBI said, no, blood is never, inconclusive.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And they did something with it. I don't know what they did.
Wow.
But they lost it, and that's whatever. And you can't control anything like that because they take over, the whole thing. And what can you do? You can't do anything.
Yes, ma'am. I never felt so helpless in my life.
Yeah.
And just lost. Just lost. What do you do? You can't. You seem like you can't fight back. And everybody said, "Well, I would have pled guilty to anything if I didn't." They're talking about putting me in prison for 20 years. And it's like, when I did that 2 years sounded pretty good. So I don't know.
Yeah, I hear you.
I hadn't pled anything, but they separate me from my family, from my kids. I don't see nobody, and tell me, look, this is what you got to do if you want to see your family.
Yeah.
And so, they got me pretty good. So.
Well, that's what they do. They separate and divide, and then they conquer you. That's the whole thing of what Pascal does. And I'm still trying to find out any information I can on John Pascal, but of course, Stokely's not talking.
I haven't, like I said, since that trial, I haven't talked to Stokely, and it's like he won't talk to me. I told him, he said, "Man, you shouldn't have done that." I'm like, okay. And then, sure enough, less than a year later, I'm in federal clink.
Yeah, that's right.
And I had a sterling career. 15 years without so much as even a write-up. Just gone down the tubes,
Yeah, and they won't report anything like that,
No, of course not.
I mean, all they reported was
they
that...
stopped everything except the what they called it, and they had to go find, because technically running a license plate ain't illegal. They said that I hacked, what they charged me was as a hacker charge. It's unauthorized use of a government computer. Now, the computer being the dispatch office computer, which, I just ran it over the radio like I would anybody.
Yeah.
That's what they got me for. And so, technically, I did do that. But, it's just, oh, man. It's been so I kind of lost track of everything the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Of what happened until I seen Ty on there, and then I seen you, and I was just curious, if anything ever came of anything, and it sounds like nope.
No.
Like they buried it pretty good.
Yeah, they did. And, of course, I'm still on his trail, I just, I can't ever stop because he's behind all of this. And the cover-up of my son's murder. And, that's... He did that while he was a district attorney, which is that is a crime. And so and now he's been disbarred.
Thank God.
Yeah, but he'll, and then they
But
put
he
him
still has
in
work for him.
prison for a month, but he got out every night.
Yeah, exactly. And he still has the guys under him that work for him, like Rieger, his little henchmen that'll
uh,
go out and do whatever he wants them to do.
yeah,
You
and
know?
and like everybody in the district attorney's office, the new one, Cody Seegert, and all of them, are Pascal sympathy people.
I know. I know.
I mean, while I was in there, he was harassing me, and I couldn't get him to stop harassing me in court and laughing at me and right in front of me, and I hid my face from him, literally hid my face from him. And there was two people right there, and finally one of them stopped him,
Yeah.
And the other one, she was like, "Oh, he just wanted to talk to you." I was like, "Yeah, right."
Yeah.
Pascal don't talk to people.
And
Right before he kills them.
yeah, or has them lynched.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they pretty much set me up.
Yeah.
And I know in my heart that's who did it. And people say, "Oh no," there's a lot of people don't believe me. A lot of people don't know me. My family knows me, and my friends know me.
Yeah.
And they know I've never been. If I ever did anything wrong as a cop, it was not my intention.
Yeah.
And then for them to blast me like that, and it's just, geez, because I testified on your behalf and for Hank's behalf,
Yeah.
I went against them. That's the way they see it, and those bastards, I hate them.
Yeah.
But eventually they'll get there. So
Yeah, and then
I hope I'm around to see it.
yeah, and Judge Smith, and he got taken down, of course,
Thank gosh.
by Ty. And
Right.
then they held on to Ty, and
Yeah.
because he's an honest guy.
Yes, he is. Yeah. I so wanted to get a hold of him when I was going through all that, but I couldn't get a hold of anybody. And I just had to find somebody who believed me,
Yeah.
So, because I felt like I said, even some of my family didn't believe. And
Well, they make it. They make the story, and they just like Pascal does.
I would never charge with anything like that.
Yeah.
And but that's what they told KBTX, so that's what everybody believes.
That's right. And when Pascal was on television, and he was on television so many times lying, he was just flat out lying.
Yeah, I know that. Well, I was hoping you may have resolved some things, but sounds like you're still on the trail.
Yeah, I am. I'm still on the trail. Of course, I'm getting older all the time.
Yeah, we all are. But, just letting you know, we ain't everybody.
Yeah, old Samuel Henderson is sitting in prison right now.
Well, that's where he belongs for the rest of his life. But, Trey Thompson will get out and kill somebody.
Yeah, and he's already out.
Yeah. It'll just be a matter of time because he's worse than Henderson is. Henderson was even scared of Trey. And that's pretty bad when he does like that. He's scared of somebody.
Oh, yeah, because I know I looked into Trey Thompson's. I was in court with him with that civil trial, and then I was in court with him in the murder trial. I mean,
yeah.
I saw what my son saw.
Yep.
I mean, that was an evil person right there.
I told Trey was holding it together pretty good. I remember in that when we were at that civil trial, and I said, "Let me talk to him." And it wasn't a second. Trey started to get aggravated when I brought stuff up.
Yeah.
And it's because he's not a good person.
No.
He's
very twisted, I can tell you that.
No soul. I mean, he's no remorse for anything he's ever done in his life.
No.
He would kill you and not bat an eye. That's the way Trey talks about it.
Yes.
And that's why a lie detector don't work on somebody with no conscience.
Yeah.
That was...
Well, I don't think they ever did do a lie detector on him.
They did a lie detector about I heard about, gosh, it may have been the guitars or something, but I know they did a lie detector. But the thing was, at the time, this was at the beginning when Pascal took over from Stokely.
Yeah.
But Trey was on lithium at the time.
Yeah, yeah.
Lithium lowers everything. I mean, it's pointless. It's like doing a lie detector test to a zombie. You're not going to get any results,
Yep, that's right.
Well, I was just going to give you a holler and let you know if you ever need anything. I don't know what I can do, but yeah, we ain't forgot up here. So.
Well, thank you for calling.
Yes, ma'am. If you need anything, just let us know, and we'll just keep me posted if you ever hear anything.
Okay, yeah, I post quite a bit of stuff.
Yes, ma'am. I was reading something and I seen, and it's kind of bringing back,
Yeah, I keep it up.
I forget a few of them names until they pop up. So, but Miss Johnson, well, praying for you, and still to this day, I hate what happened. I hate we couldn't solve it then. You know?
Yeah.
Had that case been worked better or worked right to begin with, we never went this far. So
that's right.
Just wanted to tell you that. I mean, the crime scene was botched.
Yeah.
To begin with, and I worked there, so I guess I was part of that too. But anyway, I just wanted you to know that I know that, and
yep.
I'm sorry if I had any part in that, because I see that, and it's like, there should have been so much more done at that crime scene that night.
Yeah, there was nothing done.
Yeah, Steve should have been there,
Yeah.
And, that's when I didn't even get a call on until the next day. And the two officers called Steve, and I don't remember what happened, but Steve didn't go out. I think they thought it was just somebody had got, beat up a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's no excuse. But I don't think they thought it was as serious as what it was.
Yeah, he died that night, and then he came back 30 minutes later, and then...
Yep. Died like, a week or two later, right?
Well, he died in Hearn, and then he came back 30 minutes later, and then 11 days in the hospital.
11 days, yeah. And so, I don't know. It's like they totally erased that case. And one night I was watching KBTX, and that girl was talking about it, and you were on there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I got to get a hold of these folks, because I remember this,
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe that nobody from the PD would speak about it, I'd been gone for 3 years, and I've seen it, and I'm like, wow, I remember all this stuff,
Yeah.
And, but anyway, just keep me posted if anything happens, or if you ever need anything this way.
All right, I sure will.
All right, Miss Johnson, you take care.
You too.
All righty, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.